The idea of the freedom of the press has positively and negatively impacted the whole country in many interesting ways since the Bill of Rights was first introduced. The earliest inspiration of the freedom of the press were Cato's letters in 1720, named after Cato, a critic of corruption in the late Roman Empire, and criticized the British for censoring the newspaper. The freedom of the press remained the same until 1861, when the New York Daily News and a few other newspapers supported the South by giving them Union plans and secrets, and insulted the current president at the time, Abraham Lincoln. After this, it became punishable by death to give information to the enemy directly or indirectly. After the newspaper, the Bangor Democrat, broke this law, they were shut down and the building was burned down. On executive orders from President Lincoln, on Monday, August 12, 1861, the Bangor Democrat was evacuated by federal officers, and then the officers emptied the building of everything it possessed and then burned the building and the contents on the street. In 1971, military analyst Daniel Ellsberg gave copies of classified documents to the New York Times that contained information about the U.S. political and military involvement in Vietnam from 1945 to 1967, aka the Pentagon Papers. The papers exposed that the U.S. government knew that the war would take more lives than the public was led to believe, and that 5 U.S. presidents had misled the public on the involvement of the U.S. in Vietnam. This upset many, and the U.S. government tried to stop the publishing of the Pentagon Papers. The government argued that they were a national security threat, and when they tried to stop the Washington Post from publishing the papers, they were unsuccessful. After that, the case was taken to the Supreme Court, and it was ruled that the New York Times could publish the papers without censorship. At the start of the 21st century, there was a debate about blogs and social media. Should they be censored or counted as press, therefore being protected by the freedom of the press? It was decided in court that the internet would not be censored in 2014. In conclusion, the freedom of the press was influenced by Cato's letters, and the effects have led to limitations by the government when it was taken too far. This amendment has had positive and negative effects for the whole country.